class. Today, I've been getting a lot of questions about the outline. So what I'm going to do is explain exactly what I'm looking for with all of this, what I want you to do, why I want you to do it, and then kind of the how to put it together. And we're going to talk about the different things about the assignment. So first things first, let's go back to the assignment here. Oops, I have disappeared. Oh no. Let's see here. Where did my thing go? There, now I'm back. Okay. I installed the new version of my my screencast-o-matic, and for some reason it's a little buggy. So we'll power through it though. All right. So and I'm going to use. We're going to go back to the again. This is the old presentation. I'm going to drop this video in to kind of say what it is that I want you to do. What I'm wanting you guys to do is to take your research and then organize it and place it into a form where you then basically write your assignment, or if you can realize what you actually did. Okay. And I want to make sure that you've got enough references in there. And I said that your final paper has to have 5 references to it. Actually, I can't remember if it's 5 or 7. I think it's 5. But with that research, I want to make sure that you've got plenty of material to write your paper. I don't want you just to put down I don't want an opinion piece. I want you guys. The whole purpose of doing this entire assignment is that you can go find out answers on your own. Okay, that's the whole reason for doing it. So if let's say that you get a case of where they come out with a new medical device and you don't know what it is, you're able to go look it up. You're able to go find out for yourself the information about it. That's the whole. And this applies, by the way, to anything. A new firefighting technique. The fire grenades. You can do those things. So again, this gives you the opportunity to learn about new things, and that's the whole purpose of why we're doing it. But why we're doing this outline is because I want you to put those thoughts into an organized list. And by the way, if you do this assignment right, doing your PowerPoint presentation should become super duper easy, because whatever your bullet points were for your outline are probably going to be the headings to your slides. Okay. So I want to make sure that you do this. Now let's take a look at a sample outline here, and we're going to borrow the old Purdue OWL here for this one. And again, and I usually like to use and we usually use this order: the Roman numerals, capitalized letters, and most all of our Word documents will actually do this. So if I go in here and I type Word, and I open my Word application here, and it pops up, and I click on a blank document, and then I go up here to my let's see here, go to my home screen here, and if you see right here, guys, this little icon right here is going to give you the lettering and numbering that you want. Introduction, put my thesis here, and explain my thesis. Or you could do that backwards, by the way. And then part 1, again, how to survive Scott's class. Okay. Now, hopefully, what I have done, by the way, is and I'm going to go down here and put in my reference section. Now, notice I haven't done this really neatly. Let's see here. Let's use Matoba, Bob, 2022, and let's see here. His article was Scott, the Crazy Instructor, and he put this in Gems magazine. And again, all the blah 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 blah. Yeah, I know I spelled magazine wrong for those of this here. Guess what? I can fix that real quick. By the way, I guess maybe not. I guess Magiote is a real word. I guess. Okay, there we go. So again, but shorthand this, okay? Because what I want you to do really is I want you to know where your references are, where you've done your research, and hopefully that you're doing this when you get a new article that you're reading, you go in and get your citation. So and then how do you source? You have to do your homework, and of course I'm faking this 100%, and then you would put Matoba 2022. That kind of gives you a clue about what it is that you were going to talk about. Seeing a therapist. Let's say that would be Gesner, 2020. So again, and I'm kind of putting, you don't have to put it in there, reasons for seeing a therapist. And you don't have to put every little detail in here, okay? Techniques for surviving class, okay? And then you would put in, drinking, Buffett, 1974, right? But again, you could go in and putting all of these little things. And notice I don't want a full sentence outline, by the way. I'm good with key points. You don't have to make it sentence structured. If you're doing a truly formal outline, probably for an English class, that's a great thing to do. What I'm after here is so that you guys have your thoughts organized and use those bullet points to explain it. Now, obviously, this isn't an APA format, so I would have to go in and what I do is I write the outline first, and then I'll go in and clean it up, okay? So we all know that, it needs to be double spaced, right? So, hey, the little icon right here, the spacing, hey, I want it double spaced, beautiful, and, oh yeah, it's supposed to be Times New Roman, and it's supposed to be 12, and this is not a valid number. What? Okay. See, I make mistakes, gang. Let's see here, Times New Roman, tab, there we go, look at that. Changed everything, okay? But now it's all in my cleaned up version of how that I want to do it, okay? Now, by the way, well, it said, let's go back to our, real quick, in our outline it says Roman numerals, capitals, Arabic numbers, and then lowercase letters, okay? Well, so if I go back to here, well, oh, it's not working like that, okay? Not a problem. I can just go into here and say, hey, why don't we just change this to the second level here, again, and there's a ways that we could, I'm sorry, bad move, good thing we have the old undo button, right? There we go, click on the undo button, there we go, and so if I click on this there and it says continue numbering, and it's a good way for your auto things, but what I want to do is change this to, the content numbering, set numbering value. That's what I want to do. I want to set it, and I don't want to set it, I'm doing it the wrong way, hold on here. I want to go up here and change it to, so the style that I was using here, if I click on that and I say change list levels, if I come down to there, now I can change this to set numbering value, define the new number format. Again, that's a way to do it as well. Actually, if I click on this one right here, I think it'll turn it into, no, it won't. Again, this is where you do this, and you can use the instructions. I'm actually, guys, I'm perfectly okay. This should be a capital letter, by the way. That's the only thing that I want to make sure of. And I can go in my styles and change that, okay? And that's the part that I want to kind of stress to you guys, is let's see, change number level. There we go. So this one here, it's supposed to change at that point. I'm sorry it's not doing that for you guys. Okay. So again, I want it to change the number library. There we go. I want to change it to this right there. Oops. So again, and I can just use the ruler to move this back over. Again, let's see here. Where's my ruler? Where is my ruler? Oh, it's already up there. Okay. So, you know what? I want to move that over. But actually, I want to move all those over, right? So, grab the little square at the bottom. I'm going to highlight this guy, right? These guys right here. And I'm going to say, hey, move this over to here, right? There we go. Look at that. And then I click these guys, and then I move that over to there. And I grab these guys, and I move it over here. All right. So, again, this is all the editing and cleaning it up to make it look pretty. But you can do this after that you put all of your content in there. By the way, the last one should be, just so you know, the last one should be conclusion, right? And again, and you don't have to go into, again, to kind of remind yourself, restate the thesis. And guys, I know that there's an easier way to do this, by the way. When you're moving this, I guarantee you there is an easier way to do it. But again, just make it at least halfway look, restate the thesis. Again, that's where you're going to put the stuff into your conclusion of the paper. All right? And this is stuff that you're going to do. So again, all it is basically a simple framework. All right? Don't go elaborate on it, is what I want to do. And the reason that I want you to do this is so that you've got a plan for once you go to writing your paper. And by the way, you don't have to stick to this plan. Okay, you might start doing some research, and you might see that you don't have there might be something that you want to add or subtract, and you can definitely do that. Okay, so don't think that you're held to this, but it's a lot easier to change it if you got a plan and you know where you were going to put it in your paper and how you can move things around. So this is a tool to help you get better. The biggest thing that I'm after is that I can see some of your references. And by the way, if you do your references in this, you formatted it correctly. And by the way, these are, as we all know, is incorrectly formatted. I can go in and fix all my formatting for this. And again, I can do that. It's already written for you. You don't have to do it later. All you got to do is copy and paste. It's a really simple thing for you to do. So that's why I'm having you do this, is to make a plan and to get some of that tedious stuff out of the way. Okay? And again, so I showed you kind of how to do it, but let's take a look at an example actually. And again, and again, what's your purpose? What is the assignment? Again, our assignment is to you explain to the class what it is that's going on. Who is the intended audience, your classmates? What is the essay's thesis? What is it that you're trying to tell the class about? That's what I'm after, okay? And you don't have to do a full sentence outline. Yeah, it's wonderful for a format, but again, I'm going to try to make this bigger. So again, and if you look on the actual, please tell me we can zoom in on that. No, I guess not. Okay. Oh, can I make it bigger? There we go. I guess I can't. Oh shoot, there we go. So again, I can scroll down and see how they made this. Again, heading, guys, don't worry about the heading for this. Don't worry about the headings. What I want is a simple alphabetical outline. Again, the desired things that we were going to do, that we're going to put in our paper, and then put again the decimal outline. Again, all I'm wanting you to do, I don't want you to do a full sentences. You don't have to do that. So all I want is the A's and the B's, ones and the twos, what you're going to put in your paper. And to be honest with you, if you're going past this level here, that's a lot. You can go that far, but you really don't have to. If you go to this level right here, you're probably just fine. Again, the biggest thing is explain kind of what it is that you're going to do in your paper. Okay. Last but not least, though, I do want your references at the bottom of the paper. Okay, and I can't stress that one enough. I want to make sure that you've got, and like I said, as you're doing references, the final paper's got to have 5 in it. What you're probably going to find is you need about 10 to start with, And again, when you're doing your research, always get. When I do my research, I go back to this, and I'm gonna back here. So like when I'm doing my research, I have my little thing, and I might put in there a little blurb about talks about how Scott is about to make lots of mistakes. As you guys all know, I'm prone to doing that. So I always kind of keep little bullet points of the information, and like, guess what? In paragraph 3, he says Scott has psychotic tendencies, which interferes in student learning, which we all know is not true. Okay. All right. So, but again, I kind of bullet point this stuff right here when I'm taking my notes, and I put that in one little Word document usually, okay? So that when I go to write my paper, I have those printed out, and then I go type my paper and make it look all pretty. But this is when I'm doing all of my research for this. I'll put this. It's called actually an annotated bibliography is what it's called. But again, it's something that I do, and again, if I'm doing it like from the library, I'll actually, copy and paste that reference to it. Again, if you're using the library resources, you tell it you want it in APA format, and pretty much it writes that for you. So don't reinvent the wheel on this one, okay? Last but not least, let's take a look at a sample paper. Now, I asked Mr. Renato if I could use his because I think it was actually not exactly where I was wanting. Let's see here. The College of Central Florida, paramedic. Yeah, all we need is College of Central Florida, guys. So the rest of this, this right here, you really don't have to put in there. I'm perfectly good with just College of Central Florida. Let's see here. Let's go up here. He bolded that, which is what the title of the paper is supposed to be. He put in this. Now, the only thing that he did not do, which I kind of wish he would have done, if I go down to the bottom of the paper, he's got, by the way, the references should start on a new page. And for those of you that don't know how to do that in Word, if you go back to Word, here we go, and let's say I'm typing stuff right here, but hey, I want the references on a new page. Hey, check this out. This is really easy. So I go back up to Insert, Pages, and then where it says Page Break, and I click on that, it will put it on a brand new page for me. Make your life simpler, okay? Make it simple. Now, you can sit there and hit Enter and do that. That's perfectly okay to do too. But the page break thing, it's always going to give you a new page. All right. Little tip and trick. Let's see here. And then notice how he's got all of them in alphabetical order. And by the way, a couple of these, I would say, this is the other reason I want you to do this, is because a couple of these are actually incorrect. Because like this right here, I would probably put this under National Heart and Blood Institute. The actual article name is cardiogenic shock. So we would change that out just a little bit, okay? And I don't know how he did or didn't do his, if he took it from. The long and the short is I can pretty much get where he got this from, okay? I can go and reference his, I can go and take a look at the articles that he actually used when he did his paper. So if he's done something that is just like super outlandish, that is like, what in the world is he talking about? I can actually go and read the article and go, oh, okay, now I know what he was trying to say. Or I can read the article and go, man, this has absolutely freaking nothing to do with it. Okay, so that's the biggest reason I want that. And the only thing I wish he would have done a little bit different was just put where he got the information from on a couple of these bullet points. Not every one. Please don't put it on every one. What I really want is kind of where you're going to plug in your references and how you're going to explain that new information that you found. That's what I'm after with this, okay? Again, I don't want you spending a ton of time on this right now, but I want you to kind of get your thoughts organized about that. And that's the whole purpose for doing this video, okay? That's the whole purpose for doing the outline, I mean. The whole purpose of me doing this video is so that you guys know exactly what to do, when to do, how to do it. All right, I know I went about a little bit too long on this one, and that's okay. You can fast forward it and probably get the same thing. The 1.5 speed is probably a great thing for you guys to use. So again, if you've got any questions about this, again, make sure that you contact me. Come in and see me. I'll be happy to do it. Like I said, I just showed you guys one that Renato did. It again, that was just fine. Okay, that was perfectly fine. The only thing is hey, plug in a reference or two in there so that we know that I know that you're actually getting materials and getting ready to write your rough draft. Okay, that's what I'm after. All right. All right. Good luck to you. I hope this explained a little bit more, and I will see you guys on the next video.